All right, all right, all right. Yeah, boy, do we have a great week 11. I am here. I am live. I am ready to get this started. Let me tell you, with the beatings that we saw in week 11, and some of these NFL teams should be ashamed of themselves. They really should. It made no sense the way some of these teams just got shellacked. Okay. I mean, shellacked. I mean, and shellacked. And we're gonna get on with it. So, hey, Crystal, welcome. So, yeah, we're gonna get on with this review, Week 11 review. I'm here. I'm your boy Damon, DK and Tree Podcast. We are on the air, but like I said, I don't even know where to start this week because with some of these beatings that some of these teams took, I just thought it was just unacceptable. Unacceptable. But we're going to get to that. But like I always like to start off my show. Hi, Aaron. Aaron Rodgers. Hi. Where you at, Aaron? You didn't look too good on Thursday night, did you? Did you see how Tennessee just came in there into your house and they just beat y'all down and they beat you into submission? I guess with Derrick Henry, you just get it's cold up there, and that big man just coming towards you. Oh yeah, it just laid y'all to waste. But like I said, like I've been saying all season with Aaron Rodgers, is that I love when Aaron Rodgers just get the wood laid to him because it just proves my point. Tan can't welcome. It just proves my point with anything that that divorce between him and Devontae Adams, it proved a lot of points. Aaron being selfish with this money and he just wanted it all to himself. Oh, I'm going to leave. Oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm going to do that. And you see how it's working out for both of them. Now, I would say Devontae had a big moment on Sunday. Yes, he did. But that marriage between the both, listen, you can't pay both people. You want to keep one person happy? Oh, yeah, just give me all the money. And I've made these references before between Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. Tom Brady takes pay cuts because he wants pieces around him to be successful. He wants that stride. So, hey, I want to win a Super Bowl. I want to win championships. Get these pieces around me. Get a line to protect me. I already got the refs in my back pocket anyway. They'll throw a flag for anything as soon as they touch me. Oh, flag, Tom Brady rule. So he gets all these pieces in place. But Aaron, not doing too good up there, are you? What's going on? Green Bay. Any Green Bay fans want to come in here and talk to me about this? And I met a lot of Green Bay fans, and the first thing I say to them is, I don't like Aaron Rodgers. I said the guy's selfish. I say it all the time to all the fans, and most of the fans I run across say the same thing. Oh, we don't like Aaron Rodgers either. Really? Yeah, you just want to take my money, but you don't want anybody else to benefit from it. And then you expect, okay, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. My team should be doing this, my team should be doing that. Okay, Aaron. Well, you got to work with the guys. So, anybody that's coming into the room, welcome. So, again, Aaron, I love to see when he was upset. I love to see his faces. When Aaron Rodgers gets beat, I love it. It's almost like I advocate for Detroit winning games. And I'm gonna get to Detroit in for a minute because uh I'm coming to the Giants next. I'm definitely coming to the Giants next. Any Giants fan that come in here they want to talk about y'all losing to Detroit. And I've always said this. Detroit is better than what their record is showing. Detroit is a lot better. And as you see, and the Giants were really doing good this season until they ran up against Detroit. I don't like playing these teams that has these losing records because they play with nothing to lose. If Detroit keeps winning, they're gonna probably win a playoff spot. Now, how would that be an upset in the whole league? They just coming in upsetting everyone. But Detroit, I always advocate for y'all. I'm glad when y'all win these games. So it's just showing the NFL and showing putting all these other teams on notices that Detroit's going to fight you to the end. Other than when y'all played New England and y'all got goose egg, but y'all just keep fighting. Y'all fight every week, and I appreciate the fighting. I become a big fan of Detroit Lions because again, their record does not reflect the way they're playing. Because again, first game of the season, they played the Eagles, went stride for stride, and only lost by 3 points. They could have beat the Eagles. They could have beat a lot of these other games because they was going stride for stride. They went stride for stride with the Seahawks. The only team they got a goose egg was when they played New England, and they didn't score a point in that game. And Cowboys fans, I know y'all here too. Hey, they had a chance of beating y'all too, but y'all picked it up in the second half. But Detroit has the team. They just need a little bit more better play callings up in there. And I think they can win a lot more of these games going down the stretch, upsetting a lot of these teams in here. But it is what it is. But where you at, Giants fans? Any Giants fan? I spoke to one earlier, and pretty much she said, we got outplayed. That is the most realist answer I can accept from someone, saying that they got outplayed by someone. And yes, Detroit is outplaying people. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, wait a minute, what? I said, don't the Giants just lost to Detroit? Now, only reason I say that is because our old defensive coordinator, Wink Martindale, is up there. And everybody knows how he runs his defense. So I was actually a little bit shocked that they lost. But hey, that just proves on the offensive side that, hey, they have some work they need to do. Because, again, Detroit laid the wood to them, won that game. I was like, oh, wow, unbelievable. Detroit, I give you all props. Y'all don't get brown bags from me at the end of the show. Detroit, y'all got props. But let's go to some of these shellac. I'm gonna start with the visiting home team, the Commanders. Yeah, the visiting home team, which I always call them, because they're just visiting this state because you don't belong to it. The only Maryland team is the Baltimore Ravens, and I will always say that they're the visiting home team. So Commanders even put a shellacking. They put a shellacking on the Texans, and someone came to me and said, "Oh well, it was the Texans." That's okay. It was the Texans. Regardless of what their record is, that is a professional football team. Professional football team. So them guys get paid to do this. I don't get paid to do it. I just come on here like talk trash and have fun. But these guys get paid to do that. So I don't want to hear that it was because of who they played. They're a professional football team. They lost. And Washington defense was just off the chain, intercepting, running balls back. They was just passing out. I was like, wow. I was like, so Commanders, I'm giving you your props. Y'all did a good job, but yeah, y'all laid the wood to them. Y'all laid the wood to them. I was like, wow. I said, the Commanders, look at them. And now they're over 500. So again, this whole record with the NFC East, you can't even call them the least right now. This whole record with the NFC East, their record is better than everybody else in the conference. Again, I say it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, especially to us in the AFC North. We have a very, very tough division where our division always fighting each other, always. And their record is much better than our division. Yeah, I'm still upset about that. And I'll be upset throughout the whole season until it's all over that their record was better than ours. You still got what, Philly? They 9-1 now because they won. And you got I'll get to the Cowboys in a minute because I got a lot to talk about with that one. But I'll get to them in a minute. And then, I mean, they're just doing everything. Even with the loss with the Giants, they're losing. Their record overall together is still better than any record in the conference. Yeah, that's embarrassing. Hey, we need NFL. The rest of the conference, we need to step it up because we need to catch up with them. So, but Commanders fans, how y'all feeling about that win? Because, when Cap Kirk was in here, y'all let that one slide. But now y'all got these wins. Y'all are looking good out there. Y'all still trying to catch up, still last in the division, but y'all need to step it up because I think y'all got a Thanksgiving game coming up, right? Yeah, so y'all need to know y'all don't play on Thanksgiving. Y'all play on Sunday. But y'all need to step it up. So to get it together, Washington. Y'all will get it together. But great win. Great win. Now, yeah. Let me go to Monday Night Football. That's shellacking. 49ers. Where you at, Remy? You ain't on here yet? Yeah. That's shellacking that the 49ers put on the Cardinals down there in Mexico. So wait a minute. Let me get this straight. So you waited until y'all went out the country to just beat somebody down like that because the 49ers could do nothing wrong in that game. And when I mean they was laying the lumber to the Cardinals, they was laying the lumber to the Cardinals. This is what I like more than anything, the whole trend around the NFL. If anyone pays attention to this, most of these quarterbacks are out here throwing to tight ends. The tight ends are really, really big. Miss Tierra, welcome. Yeah, everybody's throwing these tight ends, and these tight ends are just laying the lumber to people. Look at Kelsey. Look at Kittle. Look at Andrews. All these big tight ends around the league, they're just weighing people out. And these quarterbacks know it's like, oh, let me just throw it to my tight end. He got it. And they land the wood to people. So, again, I have to give it to them. But the 49ers just laying the wood to them, period. I mean, laid them to waste last night. Every time I turned around, I said, wait a minute. I just went to get me some water. Came back. What's another touchdown? I couldn't even keep up with it last night. I was like, okay. I said, so the only thing I could say was at least the network couldn't cut that game off because there was no other games to be showing. But yeah, they went down Mexico City and wore them out last night. So 49ers, I'm definitely giving y'all props on that game. I mean, like I said, the hits that was in the game, I started feeling sorry for people. I'm like, man, I'm glad that wasn't me that he smacked with, because they was laying the lumber to them last night. And the one thing I can pretty much say, well, most of the game I didn't see, the rest was letting that game go. I didn't see any egregious calls where I thought it was roughing the passer or they pass interference calls. They pretty much let that game go last night. So that was a great, great, great game last night for the 49ers, because the Cards sure wasn't there. And I don't think Kyler Murray could did any better if he was in the game. We was like, oh, our main players were out. We got people hurt. Okay, again, these guys are professional athletes. I make no excuses for professional athletes. If they're in there, they need to do their part. Whatever position they play in, they're supposed to be out there practicing, right? They practice? Yeah. Then you're supposed to be out there to stop the offense. Well, apparently they couldn't stop Jimmy G last night, because Jimmy was on fire last night. He was on fire so much they took him out the game at the fourth quarter and gave the backup some time. So 49ers, I give y'all much props, because y'all laid the wood to them last night. And now y'all got the Seahawks next. So that's a battle for the division right there. So, hey, 49ers fans, I give you all props in the world. 49ers, y'all got it. Hey, I would love to see another rematch between the Ravens and 49ers in the Super Bowl. It'll be the same outcome. The Ravens will win. Yeah, I'm going to throw them shade. But I would love to see it again. So, whatever games do we have? Oh, yeah. Let's talk about the Bengals and the Steelers. I'm going to come back to the division. That was a great game. That went down to the wire. I was actually surprised that went down to the wire the way it did, because I thought that the Bengals was going to actually just run all over top of them, but that didn't happen. So that was a great, great game. And I was tuning back and forth between that and the Cowboys fan. And I'm gonna touch on the Cowboys here in a minute, because all the Cowboys fans are all happy or whatever. But I'm gonna touch on that in a minute. But since he's right on Baltimore's heels, it's like, nope, you ain't gonna leave us. So like I said, that was a great, great game. Pittsburgh fans, where you at? Any Pittsburgh fan, any Steelers fans in here? I'm not even gonna be hard on you tonight, because that was a great game. But I'm not gonna be hard on you tonight. Any Pittsburgh fan, any Pittsburgh fans in here? No Pittsburgh fans in here yet? That's okay. If one shows up, please let me know, because I definitely want to talk to them. I definitely want to talk to the Steelers fans. Again, Trubisky's not the answer whatsoever. Offense got to get a little bit better. Hey, y'all got TJ Watt back. Hey, and you see he's always dominating the way he did. Burrow threw that pass, and TJ just took it right out the air. That's mine, my ball. Did it in the very first game they play. Same thing. Okay, Burrow, why you throwing that way if you know he's over there? Throw away from him. That's just like back in the old days with Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu. Quarterbacks wouldn't throw that way, because of the simple fact they respected them. Now, hey, you just got to respect people at their positions. Listen, if the man picked me off the last time, I'm not going to throw back that way. But hey, I guess He saw what he saw, but TJ was like, nope, that's my ball. But like I said, that was a great, great game. I enjoyed that game all the way down to the wire. I was hoping for overtime. Really, I was hoping for a tie because the simple fact that, hey, nobody won. So that keeps us up in the division. But still throwing some shade. But that would have kept us up in the division. So, but hey, congratulations to Cincy. I always congratulate my AFC North teams. And speaking of AFC North, Cleveland, where my Cleveland fans at? Any Cleveland fan in here? Because y'all had a chance to beat the Bills and you didn't. Y'all fought to the end, but y'all didn't beat the Bills. I mean, y'all had y'all had to fly to a neutral place to play in Detroit because of that blizzard up there in Buffalo. Now, if anybody saw those pictures of the stadium, that was ridiculous. I think 6 feet of snow up there. Oh, it was terrible. But y'all had a chance. Y'all kept fighting. Y'all kept going. I was like, okay. I said the Browns just may upset them, but y'all didn't pull it out. Y'all do with everything like y'all always say you do. You let us down. Well, I'm sorry, you let the Cleveland fans down, not me. I was actually happy y'all lost. But you let your fan base down because, again, y'all had a chance to probably win that game, but y'all couldn't do it. Y'all ran out of time. Y'all ran out of options. So y'all supposed to be getting Deshaun back real soon. So let's see how things change when he comes back in there. So maybe Deshaun and Amari may get some little chemistry and some magic going. They may do something. I'm late. I'm here. Hi, Margaret. You're not late. I just started not too long ago. You're not late. I haven't got to the Cowboys yet, but I'm definitely getting to the Cowboys. Oh, man, I'm definitely going to get to them. So, matter of fact, let me just get to them now. Since you're here, the Cowboys fan. Let me say this. I've always said teams get shellacked. They let the wood laid to them, the lumber. But I've never said this before, and I am going to say this. I've never seen a team get beat off TV. And that's what happened to Minnesota. They got beat off TV. That wasn't a shellacking. That wasn't the lumber laid to them. They got beat off TV. You got beat so bad that the network said, we're going to cut this game off because this is embarrassing. They cut the game off nationwide. And they put on the Steelers and Cincinnati because that was a much more competitive game. So people even in Texas couldn't even watch the game anymore. Unless you had DirecTV, that was the only way you were watching that game. But they cut that game off nationwide because the Cowboys beat them so bad that they was like, this is not must-be team. And that supposed to have been the so-called game of the week. Yeah, that was the game of the week, all right, for the Cowboys. But that wasn't the game. Vikings fan. Any Vikings fans in here? Because that was embarrassing. You know something? If I was a Vikings fan, I wouldn't show anything about Vikings after that week. Because anytime you get beat off TV, you got beat off TV. That's a beating. That's super embarrassing. You know something? Shellac is not a good enough word for that. I'm gonna have to make up something for that one. But you got beat off TV. The Cowboys just ran all over you. And not even mention that, all the sacks that they got on you. Hey, Captain Kirk, you like that? I'm just asking. Do you like that? First time ever in an away game. Yeah, that the Cowboys in their history has scored that many points in an away game and just beat you to submission. If I was the coach, I just would have threw in a white towel because that made no sense. How can you call yourself a professional? Wait a minute, you were 8-1, but I guess the Cowboys was the 1-2, right? What Vikings fan? Any Vikings fans or any Vikings fans want to come on here and debate me on this one? I'll bring you on here so you can even talk about it because that was embarrassing. And I was like, ooh. It was like watching the old days of Mike Tyson when he would just throw an uppercut, throw a body blow, or just knock you out, knock your mouthpiece out your mouth. You know, just lay you down. That's what the Cowboys did to the Vikings. You know something? Any Vikings fans, If y'all want to switch teams, we can send y'all some bandwagon applications so y'all can switch teams because, again, that was embarrassing. Cowboys, I will give y'all the floor to gloat about that game. Anything, if you would want to come in here, if you want to talk about it, you want to say Cowboys, we their boys, whatever you want to say, you can come up here and say it. But because, again, that beating that y'all gave them was the worst beating I've seen any NFL team take. I mean, anytime you get beat off TV, they got beat off TV. The shellacking that they put on them, they said, okay, we'll shellac you first. Then we'll lay the wood to you. Then we're just going to end you up. We're just going to take you off TV. And that's exactly what they did. It was 3 strikes, you were out. So those 3 strikes, they were out. And they are out of here. The Vikings, I don't even know how they can come back from a loss like that. Because, again, at watching that game, I just felt I actually felt sorry for the sideline. Now, for somebody to be on the sideline and their face look like this, yeah, that's pretty bad. Or you just holding your head down, yeah. What was the defense doing? Defense, where were you at? Special teams, where were you at? Offense, where were you at? Did y'all get stuck somewhere? Did y'all eat something wrong? Did y'all get any sleep? I just want to hear the excuses because the only thing you can say is nothing. We got the brakes beat off of us. The brakes. Now, let me tell you, that beating was so bad. I think we're going to have to import y'all some brakes from overseas, maybe from Germany or something like that, and bring over here and just rebuild y'all brakes because that made no sense. Again, Vikings, where any Vikings fans, because the Cowboys this week has the gold medal for beating someone off TV. It's no ifs, no ands, no buts. The Cowboys got the gold medal because they beat you off TV. And I'm gonna keep saying it. Beat you off TV. Beat the brakes off of you off TV. Shellacked you off TV. Laid the lumber to you off of TV. Vikes, y'all better be ashamed of yourself. Y'all definitely better get it together. Because after that, if y'all go into a nosedive and y'all start losing a lot more of these games, it's gonna be the Cowboys' fault. And I'm gonna have to give it to the Cowboys because, again, y'all laid the lumber to them. Now, on the flip side of that, Cowboys fans, y'all better ride that wave high. Now, y'all should be doing this in all your games. Y'all should be putting things together like this so y'all can make a good playoff run and hopefully get back to that Super Bowl. Because remember, that's a long drought from 1995 all the way up to now. So if y'all can keep playing like that, y'all gonna be a scary team going to the playoffs. So again, I give it to the Cowboys. I definitely give it to the Cowboys. Y'all got the gold medal this week. It's a gold medal for beating someone off TV. Oh my goodness. But let's get to this Chiefs and Chargers game. Okay. Anybody that plays the Chiefs, I guess y'all haven't learned y'all lesson, huh? I get that you can go stride for stride with Patrick Mahomes. I get that. But what I don't get is that why y'all leaving that much time on the clock for him? Why didn't y'all run out the clock? You said we ready for the Giants and the turkey. Yeah. Well, after that Giants loss, we'll see how that happens. And now if y'all beat them off of TV, I'm gonna laugh at that too. So again, y'all haven't learned y'all lesson about giving Pat Mahomes a whole bunch of time on the clock because, again, you can't leave no time on the clock for Patrick Mahomes at all. You leaving time on the clock for him, he's just going to eat you up. And who did he do it with? Travis Kelce. Went down the field. You gave the man over a minute and some change left. Went down the field, won the game. And that was a great game back and forth. I have to give it to the Chargers. Jesse, what's up with your Bolts? Hey, they better get it together, but you can't leave Mahomes with that much time. Mahomes, you got to leave 0-0 and still have the ball. That way you know you win the game. Because if you don't, Mahomes is going to find a way. Kansas City has done this for a long time. Any team that has went to the AFC Championship 4 times in the last 4 years, that's a dangerous team. So they got the capability of beating anyone at any given time. You can't give Mahomes that much time on the clock. So again, great game, but Herbert, you better get it together because now they're starting to take off in that division. Kansas City, like, nah, we're gonna run away with this. So, and then again, they're getting their young receivers back in more stride. They're getting everybody back in play. They was like, okay, Tyreek may be gone, but guess what? Next person going to step up. And they have proved that their next people have stepped up each time in these games. So again, anytime you play Kansas City, and I give a shout out my family up in Kansas City, they're all big fans of the Chiefs. So I give them props up there in Kansas City. Yep. Y'all doing y'all doggone thing up there. Because again, you can't leave no time on the clock for him, Josh Allen, any of the even Tom Brady. You cannot leave time on the clock for them because they're gonna come back and pick you apart. And as you see, how many times Tom Brady has done it? Plenty of times. Came back, game winning drives, won games. Even when Ben was here, and the guy was a thorn in the Ravens side, he did the same thing. He did the same thing to us. Go down, drive down the field, beat us with a couple seconds left on the clock. Just beating us. And you can't give quarterbacks like that time on the clock. And as you watching the game, you know what quarterbacks that can just drive down the field, and then you know what quarterbacks, okay, if I put some pressure on them, they ain't gonna be able to get out of this. And those just the quarterbacks that you have to put pressure on. But again, you can't give Mahomes no time. You can't give Brady no time. You can't give Josh Allen any time. You can't give them guys no time. So y'all better get it together. Chargers, get it together. So let's go to the home team, the Ravens. Baltimore. Yes, we did it in a defensive struggle. And I know a lot of my Ravens fans, they don't like this nerve-wracking game where games are tied. They don't like tied games. Now, the one thing I can say was we were making mistakes. The Panthers and offense and the Ravens offense was making mistakes. They were just both making mistakes. But the defense was playing so good. It's just which one had the better fight. And in this game, the Ravens had the better fight. Yeah, it went down. We finally was able to get in the end zone, get a touchdown. But those are the type of struggles I like because that just showed that our defense is starting to be the kind of the defense of the old. They bend, but they did not break. And them boys kept fighting and they kept fighting. And I was just like, oh, Lord have mercy. Now I'm starting to feel how some of the Ravens fans were like, oh, my pressure's up, this and that, because y'all was getting nervous. Nah, I have the utmost confidence in the Ravens that they can do anything they want. But those upgrades on defense that we had, yes, it helped us out. Roquan is a beast. He has really helped us out. But now we got to worry about two injuries on there. We got Ronald Stanley injured, and we had Kyle Hamilton injured. But it just shows that, hey, we bend, we don't break. We bend, we don't break. But as I've said, and I've said this in plenty of the podcasts, is that I don't like playing teams with losing records because they always play with nothing to lose. And when you play with nothing to lose, it just causes all kinds of chaos. And again, Giants, you see how what Detroit did to y'all. So Detroit has the capability of doing that to anybody. And now they still have a losing record, but they the teams I don't like playing. And then we got another losing team with a losing record we got to play. We don't play a team until week 18 when we play the Cincinnati Bengals with a winning record. That's going to be a game up there in Cincy. And I can't make that one. I wanted to go, but I can't make because I got to work the Washington game. But trust me, I would have been there for that one because, again, we're going to win the North. And I'm going to keep saying we're going to win the North. So hopefully we can get to the playoffs and maybe we can make the dance this year. But we will see what happens. But Ravens, we stood up. We fought. We fought to the end until all zeros, and we came out with that dub. So always Ravens. And again, Cowboys, y'all got the gold medal this week because, again, y'all beat somebody off TV. So I give props to the Cowboys all this week. But let me go to the Raiders here for a second. Beat Denver in overtime. But wait, look who beat them. Davante Adams. Left the man wide open. Wide open. This just proves, Denver, that Russ by himself is just not the answer. You got to put some pieces around that man so he can get what he needs. Now, y'all spent all this money for him. Say, okay, yeah, he's going to be our answer. He's going to be our savior. He's not your savior if he don't have anybody to throw to. He's not your savior because he can't do everything by himself. So you need to put some pieces around him. Now, Raiders, I've been on y'all this year too. But yeah, y'all pulled that one out in overtime. But again, this marriage between Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams, I kind of still say they need each other to make each other better because Davante is not too happy being up there with the Raiders because they got a losing record. Of course, you want to go someplace where a program where you think they're going to win. And they're not really winning right now. They're winning barely, but they're not really winning. But to leave him wide open and Carr just threw that pass to him, he walked in the end zone, no one was around him. That was unacceptable. Marie, welcome. Yeah, so that was totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. And as you see, so Raiders fans, y'all get the dub this week. So I give y'all a little bit of praise for that too. But again, y'all definitely still need some work getting done to him. Is Derek Carr still your answer? What's your problems? Come talk to me about it. Because you always want to talk trash to me throughout the week. And that's for everybody. Everybody want to talk trash to me out the week. But come Tuesday, nobody wants to come talk trash to me. Again, I'm just an advocate. This is our show. Come on in here. Come on in here. Have fun with me. Because again, I just tell you my opinion from what I saw. It may be some things that I missed and just something in your game that you saw that I'm willing to go back and look at so we can debate about this. Because again, we all don't like the BS that's going on in the NFL, right? We don't like the refs calling these unnecessary flags on our teams or some refs in the back pocket. Or if you touch Tom Brady, everybody's going to throw a flag, including the fans. So we all see it. This is what this platform is for, so we can all talk about it. All right. Whatever games I need to get to. Yeah, I talked about that one. Oh, let's talk about this one. New England and the Jets. Whole defensive struggle there in that whole game. But at the end of the game, when you think the game is going to overtime, the guy runs the ball back for a touchdown and ends the game. But of course, where's the controversy? Blindside block in the back that the refs missed and didn't call. That would have negated that whole touchdown. But you see, that's why I talk about these refs. Okay, did they see it? Did they not see it? Did they not just throw the flag? But again, that game could have possibly went in overtime. But New England still pulls it out and wins at the end of the game. Jets, y'all better get it together. Because again, I've been kind of advocating for y'all too. And I'm like, oh my God, look at these teams that was bums last year, and now they just like, okay, no, we're gonna fight this year. So this whole NFL is just wide open for everybody. From week to week, you don't know who's gonna win, who's gonna lose. You think somebody's gonna win, oh, they're gonna blow them out, or then they end up losing. Vikings, oh, sorry, throwing shades. But again, you have to understand that everybody's fighting. Like, look, yeah, we're just not going to lay down for you anymore. We're definitely going to fight you all the way to the end. And that's what these teams are doing. And speaking of that, Philly, because y'all almost lost that game with the Colts. The Colts came to play, and they almost had you. And I was talking to a guy. We was right next to each other watching the game. And he said, oh, man, this game is over. I said, man, this game ain't over. I said, until that clock says all zeros and final, that's when the game's going to be over. What did Philly do? March down the field. Who was the person that ran the touchdown? Jalen Hurts. Ran it in. Ended the Colts' dream. Colts had one more opportunity and couldn't take that ball down the field. But the Colts had them down the whole game. Defense just lost it at the end. And again, with these teams, you gotta beat them into submission. Vikes, because that's what happened to you. Got beaten to submission. Oh, throwing more shade. Yeah. So you have to beat these teams into submission. And again, Philly, yeah, y'all got the win, but that was barely that y'all got to win. Barely that you got to win. But again, I would love to get like every fan on here. That way we can always talk about this. Every fan. Because again, you may have seen some things that I saw because I really didn't see any type of penalties that I thought that was really massive or controversial. But what I will say is this is that the Colts were fighting. They was fighting to the end. They had Matt Ryan in the game. So, hey, listen, they're just not laying down anymore. You got to fight them to the end. So, Philly, I don't think this second half of your schedule is going to be as easy as y'all think it is because y'all still got to play Tennessee and y'all still got to deal with Derrick Henry. And when that guy's hitting you all game and you get into the fourth quarter, that's a different type of hitting because now you cold, whatever. And I don't know if y'all gonna be playing in Philly or I don't know if y'all gonna be playing in Tennessee, but both of y'all get cold and both of y'all off some water. So y'all better just be ready for Derrick Henry because I think y'all might lose that game. So, but let me see what other games that we need to touch on. I did that one. Let's see. Nah, I think I pretty much covered all of them. Yeah, the Rams. Oh, yeah, Saints. Let me give props to the Saints because they did beat the champs. The champs don't look like the champs this year. And again, Matthew Stafford, I always say it, not a big fan of the guy. He's always up or he's down. He's up, he's down. So you just don't know what Matthew Stafford you're going to get. But I think I pretty much covered all of them. I didn't see any of my Steelers fans coming here. No Steelers fans came in. None of my usual fans came in this week, but that's okay. It's perfectly fine. So I'm going to wind the show down. And I got to give out my brown bag awards. Off the break, Minnesota, you get one off the break, a brown bag. Because again, getting beat off TV. Nah, you get a brown bag. Matter of fact, I'm just giving you one for the rest of the season. That way I ain't got to touch you no more. You get it for the rest of the season because y'all was beaten to submission. And again, and it was so embarrassing, the executives took it off TV and turned to a real game. And the real game was the Bengals and the Steelers. So, Cardinals, y'all get a brown bag. Let's see. Texans, you get a brown bag. Who else? Oh, Denver, you definitely get a brown bag. Steelers, I ain't even going to pick with you this week. Y'all fought hard. I'm not going to pick with you this week. But I'm in the show. I'm going to wind the show down. And I thank y'all for tuning in. Hey, we'll do this again next week, next Tuesday. Hopefully, I can be on time at 6 o'clock this time. But we will turn the show into next week. I thank y'all for tuning in. Hey, leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Hey, if it's something that I missed, hey, text me, send it to me. All right.